everybody? It's me, Jermaine, and I'm back with another Simple Truth news update this time. And it just never stops. The machine, the system, the powers that be, they just do not even give it a rest for their pagan holidays that are coming up. And I'm talking about to you the NDAA. Now, it's been a while since you've heard me speak about the NDAA, but while everyone, and I have to admit, myself included, was paying attention to the distraction, and the distraction was this big upheaval about the patriarch of the Duck Dynasty family, the Robertson family. While everyone was looking at the distraction, there was passed by the House and the Senate a 2014 version of the National Defense Authorization Act, NDAA. And it is going to the president's desk, awaiting his signature. Now, one of the things that many proponents of the NDAA were really fighting for was the indefinite detention, as well as no court not being able to go to court and defend anything. Well, in this latest version, that's all gone away. And I'm going to leave for you in the description here, I'm going to leave for you a few links to a few of the articles about this. And in most of them, but I know for sure at least one, but in most of them, they give you a list of the representation state by state of who voted for this and who didn't vote for this. Now, I will stand to be corrected after you take a look at the actual article, because I looked at the article at a glance. But if I remember correctly, there were only 15 nay votes, which means no votes. I think one didn't vote, and then the remaining yay or yes votes. Now, when you take the time, let me say this, if you take the time, for some, you'll listen to this and, there goes Jermaine again talking about, yeah, there he goes again. But if you make the decision to take a look at what's going on, and you choose to be informed, and you practice some independent thinking, I ask you, do the people that are so-called your representatives, do they have your best interest in mind? Do they care about what you think, even though it was your vote that put them there? Ladies and gentlemen, we are living in some very perilous times. And there are a lot of distractions that are being used to keep people from being aware of what's coming. One of the biggest distractions that is being used right now is this holiday season. Getting everybody amped up and buying and spending money that they don't have, and oh, they're going to have gatherings with the families, and it's just going to be so lovely. But yet, behind the scenes, the agenda continues. They are going to do whatever they need to do to strengthen their hand. And see, you have to understand that when the original National Defense Authorization Act was signed, it was signed on the world's New Year's Eve. Again, when nobody's paying attention. It's not talked about, except for a lot of bloggers and a lot of independent sources. But do you notice that mainstream has got you focused on the next basketball game, football game, reality show? What's going on with this person or that person in Hollywood? And before you know it, you'll be buried. It is the typical frog in a bucket situation. And the simple truth of the whole matter is just because you're not paying attention doesn't mean that things are not continuing to move on. I have been doing these videos as far as the National Defense Authorization Act, the UN treaty, gun treaty that is, or arms treaty. I've done things about the Second Amendment itself. I and many others can do these things and speak until we're blue in the face and attempting, and that's the key word, attempting to inform you of what's really going on. But if you choose to ignore it and you choose to just let it just be whatever, you deserve exactly what they dish out and dole out. And please, 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 do not complain. Do not cry, because many are attempting to give you a heads up and some warning. And whether you hear or you forbear, it won't matter to those who have attempted. This has been the simple truth. And as I always tell you, it's the simple things that are oftentimes the most profound, but yet they're the most difficult to put into practice and to actually do. I want to thank you for joining me, and I'll be sure to see you, and you again on another episode real soon.